I want to make $100,000 a year, right? And then all of a sudden, I started making $100,000 a year. My first year full time, got my ring at 22 years old. And I was like, man, well, I want to start making more, right? And Ed Milet used to talk, and Ed Milet said something at a convention like this. And Ed Milet said, if you want big results, you got to make big decisions. He said, there's no playing small in this thing. If you want to be big, you got to go all in. You got to go full time. And I said, man, I'm tired of being a jack of all trades. I want to be a master of one. Instead of being a jack of all trades, I wanted to be a master of one. So I literally came from a convention like this. I quit everything I was doing in my entire life, and I came full-time in World Financial Group. And that was the best decision of my life. Everybody thought I was crazy. Everybody thought it was a bad move. Everyone tried to get me back into football, all this different stuff. But at the end of the day, those people don't pay your bills. Does that make sense? And so value your opinion, but at the end of the day, you got to make your own decisions, because those people that might tell you they're not in this room right now. They don't know what you've experienced. They don't know what you've been through, and they don't know what kind of great opportunity that you're in. And so when I went full time, man, this business changed my entire life. And so I started making six figures. I go, man, I got to start thinking bigger. They say that your vision for your team has to be so big that your entire team can fit inside your vision. Your vision has to be so big that your team fits inside of your vision. And so I said, man, I got to start making $1 million a year. And Ed Milet said, if you have 7 to 10 key leaders, you'll start making $1 million a year. You have 7 to 10 key leaders, you'll start making $1 million a year. And I said, okay, well, if I get my team to start making 6 figures, then I'll make 7 figures. Right? And then we did that, and I was like, man, well, I want to start making 7 figures a month. I want to start making $1 million a month. Now, that's my next goal, right, to get that done, because we're going over 7 figures next month. And I was like, man, I got to start making 7 figures a month. So now my goal is to have 10 direct leaders start making $1 million a year, and then guess what? We'll make $1 million a month. Right? And so that's kind of how you need to think. So every time you have a goal, you need to think about your team first. And if your team fits inside your goal, you'll have everything you want. And so, you guys saw me and my wife on stage a lot at the gala, and that was pretty awesome to, get all these awards and things like that. And I feel honored, but I backed it up with a lot of hard work. You got to go from one point in your career to I hope that this is going to work to, you know what? I know that this is going to work. You got to go from, man, hopefully I'm in the right place, to, you know what, I know I'm in the right place, right? That has to be, you have to make that decision. And so I want to introduce you to some of my leaders. My goal for the last, 9 years I've been in this company now is to promote SMDs. Monty Home, one of my great leaders, he said, there's 2 things that you need to do, and I would write this down. He said, number 1, you got to get to SMD. And then number 2, you got to start promoting SMDs. Those are really the 2 things you need to do. Number 1, get yourself to SMD, and then number 2, start promoting SMDs. So I got myself to SMD, then I started promoting SMDs. We promoted over 80 SMDs in the last 5 or 6 years. And now my goal is to get to the next level as a leader and start promoting a lot more EMDs and CEOs and EVCs. I want to let you know the next EVCs in the room are Paul and Gabby Hart, right? They're real and Juan and Veronica Jaime will be CEO by next month. We got Randy Sakados and Chip Pallett and Mario Bayona by the next month, or the month after will be EMD, right? Which is pretty cool. And so I want to read off some names, and I want to just give you guys a hope, because some of you guys are like, I want to make $100,000 a year, and then some of you got to think bigger than that. How about having like 20 people on your team making $100,000 a year? Wouldn't that be even better? And so I want to bring up some of my top leaders here. If you just run up here, if you got your $100,000 ring, let's play that slide real quick on the PowerPoint. And I want to bring up some of my top people. Luckily, a lot of people told me, they said, in the last 20 years, you were the first person ever to take out Swan Win in the Super Base. I was like, man, that's an honor. And it's not me, right? I'm pretty good, but we got a great team. Right? That's the 100% truth. And so let me give you guys some of my, if I put your name up here, run on up here real quick. Paul and Gabby Hart, Juan and Veronica Jaime, Chip Pallett, Marlo Jones, Eric Carter, Antoine Howard, Carlos and Maricela Rivera, my team making six figures right now. And that's not bad. You guys get close, right? And do you see how they're all different walks of life, all different ages, all different nationalities, all different religions, all different genders? But guess what? You can't measure the heart of a champion just by looking at them. You don't know what's inside. So we got the United Nations right here, right? All different types of people, all different walks of life. And Team Pinnacle is a great team because I got great leaders on my team. And these guys are about to hit EMD and CEO and EVC. They're already SMDs. They're already ring earners. I mean, these are some champions in my organization. A lot of couples, and most of them run their own offices. Most of them run their own shows. Some of them are in Washington, Florida, other states, Southern California, Northern California, doing some big things. So when you see Eric Olsen, you see my great team. That's the reason why we become a great team. So give them a big round of And just so you know, real quick, there's two more people that have made a huge difference in my team, in our organization. And this first guy, I call him the coach. This guy's trained 90% of those people on this stage that just came up here. He's the coach, and so I get the credit, but this guy's behind the scenes coaching and training every single one of those six-figure earners. And that's my best friend, Anthony Resendez. He's the coach. Trained all my leaders. That's pretty cool, huh? I fly him to different states and different cities, and he trains people for months and 2 months at a time, duplicates the heck out of our system, then flies back, right? And so he's trained 90% of my leaders, and then we have what's called a secret weapon on our team. We have a secret weapon that kind of gets everybody together, orchestrates the runs, orchestrates the points, does all the back-end work, has meetings after the meetings. I mean, this guy's kind of the secret weapon on our team, and his name's Ken Mack. And I want to bring him up So these are the coach and the secret weapon. You guys can grab a chair. Thank you guys so much. Let's give them a big round of applause. I'm not in it just to make our team great. I want the entire legacy to be the #1 super team in the entire company. Now, I like those guacamole shirts the last couple days, but I didn't like them that much. Does that make sense? And so bottom line is, I really believe that we have the best leadership in the company. Right? Greg Kapp and Jeff Levitan, they are the best leaders in the whole company, and I think our team collectively, all together, as the legacy. Now, some of us, right, we don't need to agree all the time 100%. Some of us, we don't need to be best friends, but I played sports my whole life. Ever since I was 5 years old, football and baseball and basketball and track and field and wrestling, and I played every single sport you possibly could imagine. I remember my dad used to tell me, "Boy, do you know how to do anything else besides play sports?" And I said, "No," right? Back then. But guess what? I know about being a part of a team, and team stands for together everyone achieves more, right? And so bottom line is, if all of us can get together and get unified, I believe that we came in as the most unified team in the company with the legacy, but wouldn't you agree that we could get even better? Right? Wouldn't you agree we could get even better and get even more solid and get even more serious? By the way, if you have a MAP program, you need to go to the legacy. Even people in this room, not people in other